Parshas Bereshis. We're starting the new cycle of reading the Torah, and it begins with the Chumash of Bereshis, the book of Genesis, and the Parsha of Bereshis. This week's Parsha talks about new beginnings. We're celebrating new beginnings this week, especially with the return of our hostages back to their homes, and there's a lightness in our step. There's much that needs to be done still, and we celebrate every single tova, every single favor that Hashem does for us, as we learn from the Leil HaSeder, from the Haggadah that we say in the night of Pesach. Kama malos tovos lamokim aleinu. We express appreciation for every single thing that the Almighty does for us. So this was a big one, in a litany of big ones that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has done for us over the past 2 years. This week's Parsha talks about the creation of the world. And in the second chapter, the fourth pasuk, that's Perek Beis, pasuk Daled, the Torah reads as follows: Ele toldos shamayim va'aretz v'yibaram. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth as they were created. Biyom hasos Hashem Elokim eretz hashamayim. On the day that Hashem, the Lord, made the earth and the heavens. Now, there's an initial question, which is that the Torah just described 6 days of creation followed by Shabbos, the Sabbath. So what does it mean on the day that God created? So Rashi first explains that everything was actually put in place, was created, in a sense, on the first day. And as my Rabbi Soloveichik explains, when Hashem said Yehi Or, when he said let there be light, what Hashem was creating was matter. And that was a creation of something from nothing. Creatio ex nihilo. And from then, there were various steps, but the main aspect of creation, of yesh me'ayin, of something from nothing, took place on the first day. Rashi then goes on to give the second explanation. Rashi says, Behi bar'am, behei bar'am. It's even points out, you might be able to see it here. There's the Tolo Shamayim Va'aretz. Behi bar'am has a small hey. This seems to emphasize something unusual. So what is it? So first of all, Rashi quotes a verse from Yeshayahu, from the prophet Isaiah, in which reads as follows. The verse says, B'tchu b'Adonai adei ad, ki b'yah Adonai tzur olamim. Trust in God to the nth degree, adei ad, because this is also a somewhat challenging passage, but it says ki b'kah b'yud hey Hashem tzur olamim. God, it literally means the rock of the worlds, but the Meforshim explain, the commentaries say that Bitzur is like creation, Yetzira, Bitzayar, with the artistry. So Hashem created Olamim, worlds, with Bi and the word Yud Hey. Yud and Hey. And Rashi says that Olamim, which means two worlds, and this is based on Gemara Menachos and Midrashim, that Hashem created the two worlds, Olam Hazeh and Olam Haba, this world and the world to come, with Yud Hey. What's Yud Hey? So with Hey, he created this world, say the rabbis, and with the Yud, he created the world to come. My Rabbi Soloveichik explains, based on Hebrew grammar, Hey is the definitive article. Hey hayadiyah. There are other forms of Hey. There's Hey hashe'ela, which is the Hey which represents a question, which is short for ha'im. But there's also the Hey hayadiyah, the definitive article, which is, we talk about a table, shulchan. The table, ha shulchan. We talk about finger, etzba. The finger, ha etzba. So the Hey is that which distinguishes something from everything else. It makes something unique, distinguished. Then we have the Yud. Yud at the end of a word in Hebrew, it indicates possessive. It's mine. We said shulchan, table, shulchani, my table. If we say kisei, we would say kis'i, my chair. Now, so we have the Hey Haydiah, which distinguishes, and the Yud of possession, which indicates that something is uniquely mine. And Rav says that this is a key to understanding our role in this world. There's the Hey of distinguishing and the Yud of that which is uniquely mine. There's an external and something of an internal manifestation of possession. Rav goes on to say that this Yud of uniquely mine is reflected in the approach towards Hashem's creating the world, towards our understanding of Hashem's creating man, that is. It says, Vayivra Elokim, the verse says, Vayivra Elokim es ha'adam b'tzalmo, B'Tselem Elokim bara'oso, Zachar u'Nekeva bara'osa. Hashem created man in his image. And as we've mentioned in the past, Rav Ahron says that does not mean his image with a capital H, which would indicate God's image, but rather in man's own unique image. And in the image of God, he created him. That avoids a redundancy. The first one, refers to man's own unique image. That would be symbolized by the yud of possession, my image. And then there's the image of God. And we each have that small yud, that unique image combination of the image of God and my own personal character traits. We are called upon to develop. And the result of that development is olam haba. We achieve a certain level. We raise ourselves above this world, and we accumulate the schar, the reward, which is really the ultimate cosmic consequence of our actions on this world. Now, we also have the hay, hayadiyah. We also have the hay of distinction. And Rav Ahron says that refers to, quoting Chazal, that refers to the creation of this world. There is the drive, the ambition to distinguish oneself. That's different from achieving one's potential. It's an externally driven standard to distinguish oneself from everybody else. And that makes people do unique things. They build tall buildings. They go to the moon. They create satellites. They create electric cars. They create chips. They create new remedies, new cures for diseases, new approaches, artistry. There's all kinds of things that people do to distinguish themselves. And that is necessary for accomplishment, for progress in this world. Rav Ahron distinguishes between constructive distinguishing and destructive distinguishing. Constructive distinguishing is a drive to accomplish. Destructive is competition where you don't want somebody else to accomplish, and that's a negative trait. So olam hazeh, this world, is with the hay, bihi bar with a hay of distinction. The drive to distinction is the drive to progress in this world. Then you have the yud of possessive, which is my unique character traits, my unique combination of my attributes and the image of God, with which I am called upon to build, to do things, to fulfill my own mission in this world. There could be an overlap between the hay and the yud, which is if I can distinguish myself in a way that fulfills my own personal spiritual potential, then I'm fulfilling my image of God on this world. And that, says Rav Ahron, is how a person protects himself from the destructive capabilities, potential of the hay, of distinguishing oneself. We can distinguish ourselves by brutal competition, or we can distinguish ourselves with constructive cooperation. The unique attributes that we have, says Rabbi Soloveichik, is reflected in our tselem Elokim, in our image of God. God has given us that which we need to accomplish a unique mission. We have both the hey hayadiyah and the possessive yud. We have both the opportunity and the drive to distinguish ourselves because we have unique missions. And we have the yud, which is the tselem Elokim, and my unique attributes combined, which, if we take those to heart, we can harness the hay and we can accomplish great things in this world and in the world to come. Have a good Shabbos.